Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, good morning to everyone. First of all, I just wanted to start reading, but what I heard now, it made me a bit shy and very humble. It's really an honor to hear that someone in the world sees that Slovakia is fighting for its position on the map. And being the plenipotentiary for this initiative, One Belt, One Road, made me understand what is important, not only for our economies, but also for our people. And in upcoming words that I'm going to talk to you, a bit reading, a bit talking, but try to explain to you all what it means, how I see it, where is the position of Slovakia, what is the attempt of the Slovak government and Chinese government? What should be the final result of the project and our attempt to achieve in the future? So let me start by thanking to inviting me, Your Excellency. Thank you very much for your appreciation. As I have to definitely state in our daily practice, we are sharing and experiencing the first impacts of China's resolution to open wider to the world. The concept of sharing and win-win cooperation can definitely achieve sustainable development in a changing marketplace. There is no doubt about the fact that Slovakia has been already participating in building the Asia-European economic corridor. I focus on the word economic, not the transportation only, that I will later on explain to you. For some years, we have been participating. Both sides identified a fantastic win-win opportunity and prospects. On Saturday, I returned from a very dynamic and useful trip to Korea, China and Kazakhstan. The most motivating findings were related to an idea of using railway connection from South Korea, opportunities related to cooperation with a very beautiful Chinese city, Dalian. We visited Dalian port and municipality, as well as many direct experience related to visits to Kharkov, which is nowadays considered to be very important eastern gate in Kazakhstan. So, Slovakia is becoming the natural gateway for successful and prosperous business and investment exchange between Europe and Asia. Slovakia is now identifying critical infrastructure central in the investment exchange between Europe and Asia, and identifying critical infrastructure central in the project's overall context. We aim to support and fully utilize the potential of our country as a crossroad to the flow of goods, east and west, and to north and south. When you look at the map, and you identify the dot on the map, it's Slovakia. But when you look at its geographical position, it's lying right in a crossroad between two lines connecting east and west, and north and south. So this is why I'm always saying, no matter what is the size of the territory, I understand China is giant, and Slovakia is a dot. But believe me, China understands the position of Slovakia. Does it? Even though we are small, and the population is small, in comparison to other giant countries, never forget, please, the geographical position of Slovakia and what we can offer for the rest of the countries connecting Far East, Asia, China, whatever countries, Europe, European Union members, and even southern part of Europe, and And basically, this is not only about one line. This is not only about that. This is about a complex network of transportation, logistic, economic corridors. The more complex it is, the more efficient, as far as the costs are related, expenditures, as far as the safety is related, concerned, and also as far as the speed of how quickly you're going to have the goods in the shops. That's all about consumption. That's all about people. This whole would have really a meaning if there were no people, if there was no necessity for having goods for our disposal, whether to eat or to work with, to drive, to fly, to build houses. Whatever we do, whatever material we have, it comes from somewhere. It doesn't appear by itself. It comes from somewhere. It is either produced in China or Slovakia. It is transshipped from Italy, from the port up to the north to Germany, then produced or modified, changed, packed, whatever. In a globalized economy, we definitely can't say that Slovakia can do every single step that is necessary for producing the final product. As well as China can't do every single step. America can't do, Italy can't do. No meaning to do it. It's a globalized economy that needs to have the functions spread. There is no meaning for isolation. It's true, Mr. Czarnogórsky. Bless you. So this is it. Let me please skip into something that maybe you don't want to hear, those of you who represent the press. I hear that I don't present the project publicly, and I hear that if I'm going to be silent, then I definitely have to hide something. All I hide is the success of the Slovak representation group fighting for Slovak position on the map. Because I don't want to allow you to destroy the successful talks and successful relationship, not only with China, with all the rest of the countries that we do have bilateral agreements with. But today, after I came back from the trip, I want to speak to you. I have already done it in English there instead of press agency. And I definitely will share all the information so that you all understand what it means, not only for Slovakia, but for the European Union. It's not only about China connecting to Europe. If you think so, you are far away from reality. You then don't understand a thing about these economic corridors and connections. It is also about efficiency. It is also about how Europe and European Union especially can deliver onto the Chinese and Asian markets. It's about how we try to boost, progressing, increasing our economy inside the European Union. Without the exchange of goods, without the mutual cooperation with Asia as such, we won't be able to exist in an isolated place. There's no room for it anymore. So the efficiency is in full load, for example, of the containers, whether transit from the port to port or on the railway from whatever member country in Europe to Asia. It's a mutual relation. It's a mutual economic relationship with Asia. Then we can talk also about Middle East, we can talk about Africa, we can talk about United States, Canada, it doesn't matter. We need the goods. And we need them physically. We are not living a virtual life. This is not a Pokemon game. This is reality. This is we need to eat, we need to sleep, we need to go to work, and we need goods for it. There is another aspect, and it's security. You maybe have recognized it some time ago. We welcomed the first testing train coming from the Port Dalian, from China, where we used electronic locks. I wouldn't come to that. Some country tried to attack the security system to get information out of it using satellites and GPS system. I'm a lot. I would normally think that I wake up in the morning, go to work, deliver to what is expected from me, and that's it. And then no one around is to harm us. But yes, it is. There are also those of us who try to harm and who try to slow down the process, who try to hack into the system and get the information. Because the most valuable commodity of 21st century is information. No matter what you say, I'm not going to change my opinion. Information. So we need to a bit slow down just to make sure that no one who is not the transiting country in that line, the red one, can't get into the system and can't get our information. And then it's about how fast we can be. Well, plus minus it's 10,000 kilometers between Asia, China, and Slovakia. Okay? Port to hub to hub. 10,000 kilometers. We need all transportation routes. We need maritime, definitely. We need railway, because it's a land. We need aviation. We need all possible ways. After all will be implemented as we try to do, I hope very much with the help of the press to inform in the right direction. And the shortest connection between Asia and Slovakia, or European Union, Asia and European Union, meaning China Dalian Port, or Chengdu, whatever, Ningbo, to Košice, Bratislava, then Antwerp, Hamburg, there's whatever cities in Europe, will take us except for, instead of 45 days, 8 days. And this is the goal we want to achieve. And if you ask me whether I'm enthusiastic about having such a goal in front of me, then I'm telling you definitely yes, I am. There's no doubt about it, and I will breathe for it, I will die for it, because this is what Slovakia can offer. Connecting to other cities, it's not only about Slovakia, once again, please. This is not a competition fight. This is another corridor which can be additional to the entire complex network of the economic corridors needed for a sustainable economic growth globally. I'm wishing you